Hi there! I would like to show you my latest app. This is called Python Pipe Support. This will give you more customizable, fully parametric pipe and cable tray supports, which are not there in Plan3D by default. So when you purchase my app, you can download this executable file from the Autodesk App Store. And once you double click it, you just install it. There is a warning message here, which just shows you where it will install the necessary files. In my case, the common folder location is at the C drive. It is the default location, but you might have in a different place. You might have on a network drive or your D drive or whatever. So just hit yes. And this is a warning message again, which says that I am providing a sample catalog. A sample catalog where all kind of supports are there. So if you edit that catalog and reinstall my app, your edit will be lost, because obviously the reinstall will reinstall these catalogs also. So be careful, don't put your hard work inside that sample catalog, because every time you reinstall my app or download a new version, you might erase your work in that file. So just make a copy, rename it, whatever you want, just don't leave it as it is at the installation. I just hit OK. This is the default location. For me it's OK. And I hit install. It is already finished. Finish. So the first thing you need to do is start Plan3D. So basically, every additional things what I am making, for example the cable trays, or in this case the pipe supports, are just small programs. They are called Python because the programming language used to create these kind of elements are in Python. So what you need to first do is let Autodesk Plan3D know that you have added some additional Python scripts with this current installation. So the first thing you need to do is enter plant register custom scripts. Just hit enter and it is finished. All these additional scripts you have just installed are now ready to be used. All this thing to do is close first the Plan3D, because after restart you will be able to use the new scripts. So just hit close. Now let's check the Spec Editor. So I open the Spec Editor and open, I will show you how, open my project's pipe support spec. It is very important step. So I know that my pipe support spec is inside my project file, my project folder, sorry. So my project is in my documents folder, sorry, it is in Hungarian, and it is called Python. So it should be inside this folder. There is again a Python folder, and this is the folder structure standard for all Plan3D projects. So you have to look for this kind of folder structure, and inside that there is a folder, the spec sheet. So I open the spec sheet. There are a bunch of specs here, but I am looking for this one, pipe support spec pspx. This is the file containing what kind of pipe support is available in your project. So just open this one. So now you can see it is opened. These are the pipe supports included in this one by default. To be more clear, I remove it. I mean remove them all. So now if I would go back to Plan 3D, there would be no pipe support in the spice support spec. It would be a tabula rasa. So now I would like to open the new catalog, what I have provided you as a sample. As I told you, be careful with this sample catalog because it is always overwritten at every reinstall. So be careful working in that one. Move it to another location or rename it or whatever. Now I won't do anything of that because I would waste your time. So I just hit open and I go to catalog files. I want to open a catalog, and you see it is at the C and it is at the Plan 3D content folder. I'm looking at that folder structure. So it might, in your case, it might be in a totally different place. Maybe it is on your network drive, maybe it is on your D drive, whatever. When you install my app, the first warning message was about this location, that the exe file will place files to this location. So you are not sure where it is, just start the exe file again and check the first message and then hit cancel, and you don't even need to reinstall it. It will let you know where it is. So inside the Plan 3D folder, you just go to the CPEC common folder. This is the common items not connected to any standard, like European or American standards. And inside that there should be a folder, Python pipe support. And inside that, the first version 01. And this is the catalog file you were looking for. And I just hit open. Sorry again, it is in Hungarian. Okay, so in this catalog, we have 8 type of cable trays from PPS 01 by Python pipe support 01 to 8. So currently we have 8 type of different pipe support. I add this to my spec and hit save. So what I have done, I opened for the bottom part the Python pipe support catalog, what we have just opened from the content folder, and for the top part we have opened the current project's pipe support spec, and from the bottom we have added to the top all the supports what we want to use inside our current project. So we already hit save. Control S is not working in this program, I don't know why, so be careful just to hit this save button. And now we restart Plan 3D. So I moved ahead a little bit and created one DM100 or 4-inch, if you are from the States, pipe, just a simple straight pipe, and I put some straight supporting beams below it. You will see in a sec why I did that. So what we have done is updating the pipe support specs to only include the pipe supports we have just installed. So in the right hand side you have always the dynamics pipe spec, sorry, and below that one you have the pipe support spec. So here it is. Here are the 8 different type of newly installed pipe support. You can create 100 of them, but this is just showing the 8 ones which are fundamentally different. So I show you the first one. It is basically just two guides, and what it does is placing these 2 plates on each side of the supporting beam, let's say, and you can move these supports wherever you want with this grip point. So for example, you can do like this, that the 2 limiters are touching this beam, or you can move it away by entering 3 and hit enter. Other side, moving this way, 3, enter, and you will have a pipe support exactly 3 mm away from the beam. For each support, you also able to use the properties tab and go way down here, and you will see how it is built up, what each parameter are doing, and below that there are the parameters. So for example, you can change the A1 to, let's say, 30 and see what happens. You see, this plate was made shorter, and I enter 100 and it is quite long now. So I go back to, let's say, 60, and you can even hit enter for B1, which is the width of this plate, because if you enter 0 there, that plate will disappear. You see, you have only this vertical plate. But if you go back and enter B as 40, let's say 40 width, you will have again this other plate with a width of 40 millimeter. So this is the first type. We will briefly go through all others. So PPS second one is very similar like that, but it has a pipe shoe, so I have to move down the beam a little bit. Sorry. Just a moment, I will try to manage it. Okay. And its structure, it should be at the bottom. I do not. Something strange is going on with this structure. No, it's okay. So you see, it is kind of similar with this one, but it has a pipe shoe. So the third one is quite similar, just having two side guides, as you can see. Fourth one is an L profile with two adjustable rods. Also the lengths of these side profiles are adjustable, and you can move the rods themselves too. And also there are kind of additional parameters working here under the hood. So for example, this part, if you enter a negative TH value, the profile will turn from L shape to U shape. So -3, as you can see, it is like U shape now. And you can also add up to 4 additional vertical supports, horizontal supports, sorry. So if you enter L2, L3 or L4, you will have additional ones. So for example, if I enter 200 for L2, you will have an additional piece here, as you can see. Okay, going forward for all. The fifth one is kind of similar like the previous one, just with vertical L profiles. Profile changing is also working here as for the previous one, and additionally, if you are entering a negative D1 value, you will have just a one-sided support like this. Okay, third one is again a limited pipe shoe. And the fourth one is a robust fixed point pipe support, where you also have some additional settings that you can make. For example, you can, if you change the L1 to 0, you will have this shoe only on one side, and also you can make a pattern around the pipe to make it 1, 2 or 3 or 4 supports. So I will show you L1 0 and then OS 4, you will have something like this. So for Plant 3D, that was it. We just go back to the Spec Editor and show you how to create new pipe supports. So now we are back in the Spec Editor, and instead of using the Spec Editor tab showed here, we go to the Catalog Editor tab because we want to edit the catalog. So here is the part where I have to tell you again to make your own catalog. So what I will do is to hit new catalog here. It is asking for a source catalog, and I will use as a source my original Python pipe support catalog, and the new catalog name will be like this. Just I enter Thomas, my name, after it. So I will have a new catalog and hit create. So now I am editing this catalog. So it's up to you if you keep my catalogs here or not, whatever you want. So you can even delete some. For example, if you will never use this kind of stuff, you just hit delete component. But be careful, because once you delete it, it is gone. So now we can just hit create new component. And after that, only supports are shown here. I go to the metric. I will create again for the 100 pipe support. These gray ones are the default sample files from Autodesk, and I go here, and you will see these colored icons for my new support. So I will create this one. We haven't tested this one, this PPS6. Hit create. So for long description and short description you have to enter something. So I will enter Thomas 006 and use the same for the short description. And I go to the sizes. Only one size is available for now, 100. But obviously if you have all kinds of pipe sizes, you have to make add size or duplicate size and fill this off with all bunch of sizes. But for now we only create, let's say, one or two. Nominal diameter is 114.3, and this is the same. Okay, here, okay, and this will be Thomas 006-100 because this is the long description size. So you have to include the size inside. So let's check it. A1, B1 is these two properties, it can stay the same. TH is the thickness of the plate, let's make it 5. Okay, C1 is the plate thick, base plate thick gap or clearance around the profile. If it is 0, you won't have any base plate. If it is not 0, it will be generated. So I enter 15 is okay. So L1 is the distance between the center line of the pipe and the base of the base plate or the base of the profile. So L1 is, let's say, 300. L2 is the distance after the center line of the pipe, let's say it's 100. L3 is the position where this angle profile is joining to the horizontal one, let's make it 200. And L4 is the distance between the two base plate or base of the profile. So let's make it, okay, again 200. So I hit save. And now we have at the bottom this newly created pipe support. Okay, and you can even make a duplicate size, and I will make it for the 80 and 88 point, I don't know, 9 or something, 3, I guess. I copy this size here. Thomas 006-80. and I keep everything as it is, and hit save. I think it's 88.9. Save again. Okay. And now I go back to the spec editor because I want to place this newly created pipe support to my spec sheet. I mean my pipe support spec sheet. So I add it to the spec. Okay, hit save. In the meantime, I closed Plant 3D. If you haven't done that, you should do it, because the pipe support spec is only updating when you restart the Plant 3D, or this is my best of my knowledge. So I again start Plant 3D. So I've once again opened this test font dbg file where we put our many kind of pipe support. Now if we go back to the pipe support spec on the right hand side, we should have, yes, this newly created pipe support. So if I click on it and place it here, you will have this nice new pipe support with the base plates and all kind of stuff. And even if I route an 80 pipe, one size smaller, it should fit this one also, because we have created an 80 version of this one also. So if I go to the properties tab, it is the 80, and if I go to this one, it is the 100. It's a long description size. So thank you for watching this marathonic video of mine. I am not used to making such long videos. See you until the next one. Bye bye.